Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another action figure review after a nice little week off, I guess you could say. Of course I was doing stuff with the pig fed, but enough said about that already. We've got the Ultimate Edition Series 25 Final Boss, The Rock, here in hand. Pretty excited to have this. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, a little sad because I did notice the dude ended up posting the Great Muta for the same price as The Rock, and he did also have the Chase variant Muta for a little bit more money, so it would have been cool to get the Great Muta's first figure in hand. But I also wanted this Final Boss Rock, as this is the most up-to-date Rock you can say we have besides the Elite Series 15, but this has the best of both worlds. This has the ring gear from WrestleMania 41? WrestleMania 40? Kind of getting the numbers a little confused here, so many of them. You've got the entrance gear, which you could use as promo gear. You've got the People's Championship. You've got a bunch of different stuff, and with all that being said, enough said, why don't we get into this action figure review and get the final boss out of his plastic prison. Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got the Ultimate Edition Series 25 Rock out of his plastic prison, first things first, we gotta get into all these accessories, and we've got quite a bit of decent ones. Of course, first things first, we technically do have 4 different sets of hands. We've got the mic holding hands / weapon holding hands. We've got the We the Ones or the pointer finger hands here, which is kind of fun, I guess. I wish we could have gotten the Al pointer finger gun thing that he was throwing up for a while there. We've got some fist hands, and then we've got his little taunt hand where he does that, but we don't get the extended hand, which is kind of weird. But if you've owned I think the past 2 previous Ultimate Edition Rocks have had it. Well, there's plenty of Ultimate Edition Rocks technically, because we've gotten 3 or 2 retro ones, and then we got the one from the Royal Rumble match with CM Punk, if I recall correctly. Either way, enough said about the hands. Of course, we've got 3 different interchangeable heads. We've got this fairly alright, smirking, smiling head scan. It's come on quite a few of the recent Rock, I want to say Elite figures. It came on his one where he returned the SmackDown with the white jogging pants. It came on a few of his, the Hollywood Elite figures and stuff of that nature. Not the best head scan, but it resembles The Rock well enough. We've got this grimacing, pissed off head scan, which looks pretty nice. I want to say this came with the Elite Series 115. I don't know, I like it. I like it a little bit better than the smiling head scan, though they all do work. And then we've got the screaming head scan, which looks a little cartoony, but at the same time, I do at least appreciate getting this kind of yelling head scan in person, though. It really does look kind of cartoony. The eyebrows look realistic, but everything else kind of looks a little goofy. I don't know. I do appreciate having it, though. Of course, we've got the sweatpants and t-shirt combo, or the jogging outfit, whatever you want to call it. We've got the sweatpants here in the hand, and while I do love the little pattern design that goes down the side of the sweatpants, of course, compared to his Legends Ultimate, I want to say this should have Velcro on the back to make it a bit easier to take on and off, which I do appreciate. We've got the top half, which I do love the way this looks. You've got the Final Boss written on the back of it. On the collar it should say The Rock, but the collar is not really popping up all that well right now, because this is pretty much fresh right out of packaging. But I'm having a very hard time unfolding it too which is very sad, but I am also doing this with one hand. There we go, we got it. It says Rock on the collar, Final Boss. Got the Brahma Bull logo, all the nice little intricate details. And this has a nice feeling to it, but does feel a little bit different compared to the pants. The pants have like the sweatpants material, as where this has like a nice soft goods material. Either way, definitely a major cop when it comes to this Ultimate Edition, along with the People's Championship, the championship he was gifted when he inducted Muhammad Ali into the WWE Hall of Fame. It's got the nice gold tip there. I want to say that says The Rock right there. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to say. Got the nice side plates with the Brahma Bull logos all over the place. This is a really nice title to get in hand. Got the Brahma Bull logo right there, I think, along with another, oh no, that's a WWE logo, along with another gold tip on the belt. Really nice. It feels fairly well in hand, of course, because of the way they make the belts, though. It doesn't just casually, or well, actually, maybe it might kind of like casually sit on the shoulder. And the way I'm talking, like here on the package where it just sits flush on the shoulder, I'm sure if you maneuver it right, it might actually do that. So we'll have to take a look at that when we get there. But enough said about all the accessories. Let's get into the Rock Ultimate Edition himself. Of course, we did get into the head scan. The head scan on the body does move fairly well. It is plugged in all the way, I want to say, as well, so no worries there. It is a little bit loose, but that's whatever. Of course, the butterfly joints, they move pretty damn well, though. The chest tattoo area may be a little odd when you get two tattoos of the same kind, just expressing a little bit more on the shoulder accent there. The back tattoo, or well, the part that comes up onto his upper shoulder here, looks pretty fine. It's just going to be that chest piece here that drives me a little nuts. But at least both sides do move, do move with nice smoothness. You've got some pretty decent ab crunch on the Ultimate Edition torso here, which is kind of interesting to think. Not all that much forward, but you get an incredible amount backwards. Of course, you've got the ab rotation here, which is always a plus. And the legs do actually move pretty well, I will say. Of course, you do have the double jointed elbows and the wrist articulation as well, for those of you who were wondering. But of course, my main concern is always going to be with the lower half of the body. Of course, you've got the nice drop down hips. At least I say nice in my opinion, because I don't mind them. Got the upper thigh cut. You've got the double jointed knees, which are not terrible, though when posing with one hand, kind of a pain in the ass, I will say that. But it's not as terrible as some figures nowadays. You've got the unique Rock boot mold, which does honestly move a little bit, but it doesn't move a whole lot on this figure, for me at least. Though it does have the new updated articulation in the ankles, so his feet can rotate 360, which is always a nice little addition to the ankle movement, along with the toe pivot there. So, all the way around, I'd say this Rock is fairly great to have. And that's going purely off of the idea that the articulation on this thing is posing well. You can actually probably move this around quite nice in your fed. I'm having a hard time getting the drop down hips back in place, which is probably a lot of people's big issue when it comes to the drop down hips. But that's kind of whatever, as I knocked the Rock over. I did get him back in place finally. One thing I do want to point out, because I want to say MDT did show this off a little bit in his video, so I might as well in mind as I'm just dropping shit all over the place with the, fact that he's got the butterfly joints. You can actually somewhat get him taking the elbow pad off, which, you couldn't normally do with any Elite figures. But here we've got the Ultimate Edition Rock, and he can definitely do this, which makes me excited to use this for any Fed-related matches I have in mind. But, with all that being said, I would like to get into a little bit of action figure comparisons now. Alrighty, you guys, I wasn't going to pull out my fix-up Elite 19, I want to say it is, Rock with the gold tights. I just didn't feel like trying to go through my bins to find it. But I had the Legends Target exclusive Retro Rock, and I figured, let's bust that out. We can get a little bit of a figure comparison there as I hit my camera. Of course, there's a major difference in the torsos here. We've got the difference in gear, which is to be expected. I do love the blue gear on this Rock here, as we do swap him around and we see the Brahma Bull on the back. We've got the red and white here, which is always a nice touch, knowing that this is supposed to be like a Bloodline era Rock. Got the two different styles of the Brahma Bull logo on the back, as they are a little bit different, I want to say. They're not the same size, definitely not the same look, obviously, but at the end of the day, nice to have another Rock figure to add into the collection, as, growing up watching in the mid-2010s era, seeing Rock return on TV was pretty cool, because I've never had watched him previously. Of course, I've seen all the clips, but nowadays, ooh, my bad, I had a little dry spot in my throat. But seeing him nowadays, even though he can't go as well as he used to, seeing him on the grandest stage at WrestleMania 40 was pretty top-notch, I'd say. Seeing him face John Cena all those years ago was pretty damn cool, I'd say, as well, despite the fact that I wasn't the biggest fan of him winning the championship, but that's whatever. At the end of the day, the People's Champ will do what the People's Champion wants, and he's pretty much displayed that when he became the board of directors, of course, storyline, of course, or is it? I can't tell you, but let's get them all posed up in the final pose, and we can get into everything I like and dislike about this Rock figure and so on and so forth now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got the Ultimate Edition Rock all posed up in his final pose, a fairly basic pose for him, but a whole statement made with how the overall posing is, because we've got a little recreation. Of course, I don't have any parts that could make a somewhat updated John Cena, but we've got John Cena semi-turning heel on Cody Rhodes here. Maybe this is something that could happen in the build leading into Mania. Of course, you never know. We could see Cena and The Rock go after Cody Rhodes yet again. Hopefully, we will not see Travis Scott, but that's just coming from me personally. I don't play Fortnite, I don't listen to his music or anything of that nature. Travis Scott means nothing to me, and him slapping the shit out of Cody also meant nothing to me at the Elimination Chamber. Though, if Travis eventually gets slapped the shit out of back by Cody, then, at that rate, it's whatever. But we've got a little recreation here. Of course, Cody Rhodes, he is the DDW World Champion. He's been the champion ever since he started the Pick Fed. Who's to say Cena and The Rock don't turn heel on him to go after that championship, and then Cena can earn his 17th World Champion, or whatever the case may be. It's whatever. This is all up for your interpretation. What I will say, though, when it comes down to the Rock figure, I am absolutely loving it so far. I will say the pinless legs is a bit of a pain in the ass, as with his retro figure you do get the pin in the knees here, as you can somewhat see. But on this rock you do not. It's all pinless in the legs and in the elbows, so take with that as you will. But of course I do love the figure overall so far. I'm loving the way the sweatpants and the entrance gear look, especially for something like this, because this is just giving me that aura from the Elimination Chamber. And I mean, especially with the glasses that you can get off of the Elite Trick Williams figure, as it's got the little translucent look, so if I get even closer onto the head scan you can see through the glasses and stuff. Really neat way to pose this figure up. I love the championship accessory. I do wish we did get a little bit more out of this, though he did come in probably one of the hotter waves for the Ultimate Editions, knowing that the Great Muta is also a part of this wave. Damian Priest, a fairly hot figure I'd say when it comes to that Ultimate Edition. Well, I get it though, I don't know, as I do have one of his elites already, and I'm fairly happy with that Ultimate Edition, the way it looks, but I don't know. Will I have the money to buy it? Will I wager up the price point to get it? The world may never know, but what I can say is this: hopefully, you know, this rock will pose well for ages, because I want to give him a good solid 8 out of 10. This figure is pretty immaculate when it comes to the 1 to 10 scale, but on the Dave Meltzer scale, I'm gonna give it a 4.4 out of 5 stars. The good old 1 to Young Buck, just to kind of cut into that really quick, because I don't want to go too into overtime here. But I don't know, I do love this figure. Like I said, I wish there was a little bit more to it, but at the end of the night, getting what we do get with this rock, I am not mad. If anything, I am happy to see that we finally have an updated Ultimate Rock, let alone that we're finally getting final boss rocks, especially during such a hot period in wrestling, with the fact that Cena turned heel and just changed the whole trajectory of Mania for better or for worse. We'll see once Mania hits, and hopefully I can get the day off, at least for one of those Manias, and just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy it. But if I can't, womp womp, I guess we'll just have to watch it at work. Anywho, with all that stuff being said though, I think we are going to head out of here. So if you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you did not like the video, well, womp womp, I guess. But if you did like the video, feel free to go check out some of my other action figure content, such as action figure reviews, such as this one. We've got unboxings every now and again. Haven't done one in a while though, so I don't know why I keep promoting them. But we've also got the Pick Fed, which we are almost done with episode 14. Soon enough we'll be able to work on episode 15, get some more of these episodes popping out here. At least I feel like we're getting a lot more done, because I'm including a little bit more on the episodes, so they still stay a bit of a lengthy time frame, but you'll hopefully feel like you're getting a little bit more out of them, though you're not getting 100% full matches, I know. But I don't know, you'll have to let me know. Do you guys like the highlight format? Should I keep sticking with it after Armageddon, or should I maybe try something a little bit different out? I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comment section below, or maybe on the Pick Fed video once it releases, because of course we only have had one highlight format style done so far. But yeah, on that note, I don't really have all that much left to say, though I do have something I would love to throw out there before I do go. I gotta hop on Instagram for this bad boy, because something happened the other day that I honestly can't believe would ever happen. And I'm sure I'm gonna have to look it up. But Ooh, maybe I'm not going to be able to just casually find it. I don't know. I don't really want to waste too much time here. Oh yeah, here we go. So, I don't know if you noticed that name right there, but Ron, the Truth Killings, also known as R-Truth, started following me on Instagram the other day, and I am just truly dumbfounded with that. And on top of that, just gonna throw it out there, we are still at 342 subscribers, so if you guys would like to, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe, and you would be helping us out, as we are 8 more away from getting to 350 subs, which is the big goal for right now. Until we hit that, then we can move on to 400. But of course, with that being said, like I was talking about, feel free to go check out some of this other content that I have. Most recent PigFed episode right there. But we've got quite a bit of different content up here for you. I also describe here how I made my Hideo Itami custom that is featured in that video, and who knows, you might see featured on an episode of Damn Defiant Wrestling. Never know. But with all that being said, hopefully you guys do stick around. And on that note, as I said it again, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone, but if I were, would I at least enjoy my time? Maybe so, as long as I'm not in Chirac, I'd say. But on that note, deuces, ooses, yeet.